I am honored to be MC for today's event in this park, situated at the entrance of International Avenue. We are gathered here today on Treaty 7 land, located where the two rivers meet. This place, Mokenssis, is also known as the city of Calgary. This is an incredible place, a beautiful place with rich history, traditions, and stories that are old and should be honored. On this solemn occasion, please join me for the Canadian anthem and the Vietnamese anthem, which will be followed by a moment of silence to commemorate those who fought to keep Canada in the world, who fought for freedom and democracy, and who passed away on the journey to freedom. Please be seated. Thank you. On this historical day, April 30th, 2021, 46 years after the fall of Saigon on April 30th, 1975, to the hands of the communists, that has led to a mass exodus of Vietnamese people to countries around the world, including Canada. We welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony to officially launch the beginning of the construction of the Journey to Freedom Monument and Park. The Vietnamese community in Calgary has been working very hard toward this historical day in recognition of the many lives lost at sea, and to thank the Indigenous peoples, Canadians, and Calgarians who have provided so much care and support to the Vietnamese refugees. It may have seemed quite unsurmountable to our people back then to be able to restart a new life after we have lost our land, our livelihoods, our businesses, and our freedoms. But the generosity of Canadians has made the tremendous impact on the lives of Vietnamese who have settled here. This is why the Journey to Freedom Park and Monument Day is so important. This project would not have been possible without the commitment, passion, and resilience of hundreds of volunteers and generous sponsors. As I mentioned earlier, we are on Indigenous lands that has been cared for generations. The organizing committee felt it was really essential for us to build relations with the Indigenous communities here. We are eternally grateful, and we wish to continue to build strong relations between the Indigenous and Vietnamese people in Calgary. And at this time, I would like to welcome and invite Blackfoot Elder Sheldon First Rider to do an Indigenous blessing.
We honor the Vietnamese people. We know their struggles and hardships, as most newcomers have come to our territory to seek a better life. As we give gifts in their honor, we pray the Vietnamese people will appreciate the gifts from the Blackfoot territory. We wish them health, safety, prosperity, and blessings for their families and loved ones. The rattle is a gift from my society. In the Blackfoot language, we are called in Napukskat Sikhs the East Runners. We shook them to help us in our prayers. to honor the treaty that allowed the newcomer to share the land of the Blackfoot Confederacy, to be recognized by our ancestors who were here for millennia. The Vietnamese people are welcome to the Blackfoot territory.
Our next speaker will be giving remarks on behalf of the organizing committee for this wonderful project. He is a veteran of the Vietnam War and former president of the Calgary Vietnamese Veterans Association. He is a refugee, a devoted medical doctor, a dedicated community member, and a proud Canadian and Calgarian. And for folks like me, he's also a really great community role model. He's humble, but yet he's made an incredible impact on our community over the last decades. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Do Cheung.
Distinguished guests and citizens of Calgary. Exactly 46 years ago, on April 30th, 1975, the Republic of Vietnam fell to Communist forces of North Vietnam. Since that tragic day, over millions of Vietnamese people fled Vietnam either by crossing land borders or via the international waters on the small wooden fishing boat to escape for searching the freedom and democracy. To recognize this historical event, on April 23, 2015, the Canadian Senate passed the Journey to Freedom Day Act, Chapter 14, which acknowledged April 30th of every year as a Journey to Freedom Day. This day commemorates the exodus of Vietnamese refugees and their acceptance into Canada. We would thank Canada and the free world for extending the life-saving touch of humanity and compassion toward the Vietnamese, both people and the refugees. We also want to thank indigenous peoples and all Calgarians who welcome and help the Vietnamese people settle in Calgary. We would like to extend a special thank you to Honorable Thanh Hải Ngô, Senator, who has always supported us and encouraged us to pursue our many causes, includes this project. Last but not least, we would like to thank all those who donated countless volunteer hours and the generous monetary donors who have helped get this project off the ground. We would also like to thank all the future donors who will help us raise enough funds to transform this project in full vision to reality. Without everyone's support, today, tribute to the kindness and generosity of Canadians and preservation of the Vietnamese refugee, this Journey to Freedom monument and park would not have found its home here today. With much gratitude to everyone, thank you. Thank you.
Some greetings from the Senator, the Honorable Ngô Thanh Hải, that was sent to the Calgary Vietnamese Canadian Association. And please allow me to read the letter to you. To President of CVCA, Mr. Hai Bui, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to the Calgary Vietnamese Canadian Association, its organizing committee, as well as the entire Vietnamese Canadian community in Calgary, to mark the commencement of construction activities on the Calgary People Monument and Journey to Freedom Park. Having been personally involved with the work of this organization over the last 3 decades, I am proud of your valuable contributions to the community throughout the years, of which this noble project is the latest. Undoubtedly, this important milestone could not have been reached without your incredible vision, hard work, and dedication to sharing this important historic event and legacy of the exodus of the boat people with Canadians. I would like to wish you and the entire community in Calgary a most successful event to commemorate this important achievement in bringing this wonderful project to fruition. Sincerely, Senator, the Honorable Tang Hai-ngo. Thank you so much for your letter. I would like to also send greetings from Alberta Premier, the Honorable Jason Kenney. I would like to send a special message to members of Alberta's Vietnamese community on April 30th, which is the Journey to Freedom Day. The day Saigon fell to communist forces in 1975, and the day that triggered the mass emigration of Vietnamese and Indo-Chinese refugees from communism. Hundreds of thousands, millions sought to escape the concentration camps and communist oppression in Vietnam in the late 70s and early 80s. Over 60,000 of them have found new homes and security and freedom here in Canada. They and their descendants have gone on to make remarkable achievements and contributions to our Alberta and Canadian societies. To all of them, I say thank you. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your commitment to freedom, democracy, human rights. Thank you for not forgetting those left behind. And thank you for keeping alive the memory. Sincerely, Alberta's Premier, the Honorable Jason Kenney. I have the utmost pleasure and honor to introduce our Calgary Mayor, Your Worship Nahid Nanshi, to give a speech.
Can you believe we're finally here? After so many years of work on behalf of the Calgary Vietnamese community, to have this happen finally today, it's a very emotional day for me, as I know it is for everyone in the Vietnamese community. What I realized was how special this place is, how special Canada is, Calgary is, and here in East Calgary, how special it is. That we reached out to people from every corner of this cruel earth, and we said, come here. You're welcome here. You'll be safe here. You belong here. You and your children and their children and their children will have an extraordinary life here. And I think no community better exemplifies the promise of Canada than the Canadian Vietnamese community. And it feels so very right, so very good that Journey to Freedom Park will be right here in this location, that the monument to the boat people will be right here in this location. We're standing on a ridge here that has always been here, overlooking Nose Creek, which flows into the Bow River, in this place that our Blackfoot brothers and sisters call Mokinstus, where people have come for thousands of years to build community. And in more recent years, this part of the city and this neighborhood have become that exemplar of what Canada is, that open door for everyone. So my final thanks go to all of the people who have dreamt this for so long. All of the folks in the Calgary Vietnamese community who have worked so hard. And I have only a tiny glimpse of how hard this has been. Raising the money, finding the land. By the way, we're not done raising the money yet, right? So please donate to the Journey to Freedom Park and the monument. But the real thanks and the gratitude of everyone in our community goes to the members of the Vietnamese community here in Calgary who've done all the work. So thank you all to you. I'm so happy to be here today, and I can't wait to have generations of Calgarians enjoy this new park.
I would love to introduce another wonderful friend of the Calgary's Vietnamese community, Miss Alison Karim McSweeney, Executive Director of International Avenue BRZ. Alison is very well known in the community, not only because we have so many businesses here, so many Vietnamese community associations located in the Greater Forest Lawn area, and you have been an ongoing advocate and supporter of our communities in all of its shapes and forms. And so thank you for being here, and you were instrumental as well in making this event happen today. Welcome, Alison, to the podium.
Xin chào, Now, I did practice that quite a bit, so I hope no one's laughing at me back home, but I did check with my community, and they did tell me that it was pretty good. So thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor to be here today. On behalf of the businesses of International Avenue, I'd like to thank you. Your community has always been so important to what we have been able to achieve on International Avenue together. Your continued support and belief in our vision has helped all of us to be where we are here today, a place where culture is celebrated and cherished. For many decades now, many Vietnamese Canadians have called our street home, adding to the rich cultural fabric that make the Avenue so unique. How fitting, then, a monument and park, a symbol of what so many strove to find, freedom and a better life for their children and generations to come. We are so honored to be able to have this future park in such a prominent location at the entrance of a world-class street, so that people driving by will never forget the sacrifices that it took for you to be here. Today is a bittersweet day, one for remembrance and one for celebration. Kam Ong to the committee who have worked so very hard for this to happen. As a community, you have much to celebrate. Kam Ong Rit Nu, Xin Chào.
For your wonderful speech. And now we're going to do the groundbreaking ceremony. Spot, I know this is not the best time of the year to find a soft spot, but let's go ahead and let's get the shovel in the ground to commemorate this very special moment.